What's up, everyone? Deuces Jack at VapingInsider.com, and as promised, I'm back with the best mods of 2018 going into 2019. Stay tuned for the whole video because some of the picks in here might actually shock you. First category is going to be Best Internal Battery Mod. I did a video on this one already, so we'll just run through this one. It's the Geekvape Aegis Mini bulletproof little internal battery mod with the Cerberus tank. It's the best one of the year as far as I'm concerned. Next would be the Vaporesso Taro Baby. I love that one with the NRG SE tank. Next would be the Innokin Kroma. Again, comes with the Zenith tank. Really nice setup. The Aspire Typhon would be number 4, and number 5 would be the Joyetech Espion Silk. All of them we did full reviews on. Check out the links down below. Next category is the best single cell mod. Now, the number 1 single cell mod of the year is the Yihi SX Mini SL class. It's gorgeous. It's got a great chipset. It vapes phenomenally. Number 1, no one even came close to it. Next would be the Squid Industries Detonator. That mod is just fantastic. It's got an on-off switch. It actually does really good TC. I've been enjoying my Detonator. They've been sold out forever. I've been looking to buy the other 2 colors. Eric, get on it and get those other 2 colors in, all right, man? I want them, but that took the number 2 spot. Number 3 is the Vaporesso Armour. It's got that awesome Omni board in it. Fantastic, nice form factor. It looks good. It's got a nice color screen. I just wish the font was a little bigger, but I've been rocking that one for a while. Next up is the Tesla Punk Mini. If you guys are into that steampunk look, man, you're going to love this single battery mod. It's just fantastic. I love the looks of it. I was rocking it for quite some time. I actually went out and bought another color on it. That's how much I like the looks of it. And it's got that Tesla board, which is pretty decent. Next up is the Desire Designs Mini X. This is a heavy single cell mod, but I like mods like that once in a while. Feels like you got something in your hand. Paint on it is phenomenal. Just a really nice mod. Definitely check it out if you're in the market for a single cell mod. Honorable mention to the Joyetech Espion Solo. That was another good single cell mod. Wasn't good enough to make the list, but it's a decent budget one, so definitely check it out if that's what you're looking to do. Next category is the best dual 18650 mod. This is an ultra competitive category. Any company that makes mods makes a dual 18650 mod. Now remember, in all these sections, you might not agree with some of my picks, and that's okay, but also remember that I can only put picks in these categories on mods that I actually received. So before you go and go, hey, Jack, you forgot this one, make sure I reviewed it already, okay? Because if I didn't review it, I can't put it in the top category. But let's get into it. First one, hands down, man, my favorite dual cell mod is the Squid Industries Double Barrel V3. I got it right now in my hand. Got the Peacemaker on top. I love it. Squid took the double barrel version 2.1 and they made some significant changes. They sealed off that screen. They bumped it out to 25 millimeters. They changed the battery contacts and they put a hinge on the door. They made an already great mod. Phenomenal. If you haven't checked out Squid Industries, go and check it out. Next would be the Smoant Naboo. Now, I like that Naboo, man. It served me well. I was vaping on it for quite some time. It's got a beautiful color screen. Smoant's just been doing a bang-up job. Next up is the Innokin Proton. Innokin really never made high-powered mods before. That wasn't their thing. They were more into lower-powered stuff, right? But man, they knocked it out of the park with the Proton. Beautiful color screen. Nice joystick. Easy menu system. Accurate in TC and power mode. Just a bang-up mod. If you're looking for a stellar-performing dual 18650 mod, definitely check it out. Next in this category, I had to kind of slash them, right? Because they're very similar mods from the same company. The only difference is the form factor. I'm talking about the Vaporesso Luxe and the Polar. They have a little bit of a different look, but they basically have the same board. you know, either one will serve you well. The only difference between the Polar and the Luxe really are the buttons, right? The Polar has hard buttons, the Luxe has haptic buttons. Both vape fantastic. Both have the same chipset. Definitely check it out if you're looking for a dual 18650 mod that does everything well. Accurate in power mode, does good TC. Last on the list would be the Rincoe Manto. Rincoe's a new company. They're an up-and-comer. I think most of the people that are over there are some of the Smoant people that made the Smoant Battlestar and stuff like that. The Manto is a great mod. It does good TC. It's accurate in power mode. It looks good. It feels great in the hand. I loved it. I was rocking it for quite a few months before it hit the shelf. Now, because the best dual 18650 mod was so competitive, I do have some honorable mentions. The first one would be the Geekvape Aegis Legend. It probably would have made the list if it didn't have firmware upgrade problems and it didn't have people getting juice behind the screen. That's what kept it off the list. I got one of them where I got juice behind the screen. It was an easy fix. I peeled the screen off, wiped it down. You know, it doesn't actually get behind the screen. It gets behind the screen protector, but that shouldn't happen on a mod like that, so that's what kept it off the list. Another honorable mention would be the Smok Devilkin. The only thing that kept that off the list was its TC performance. Otherwise, that would have been on the list as well. Let's get into the next category, which would be the best triple 18650 mod. Unfortunately, not a lot of new triples came out this year. They really didn't. There wasn't a lot to pick from, or at least I didn't get sent a lot of triples. So the first one is going to be that Lost Vape Triade DNA 250C. I mean, man, what else can I say? It's got an Evolve board, 3 batteries, all the power you want. You know, go get happy. Start vaping, all right? Second place would be a very similar mod, same chipset, just a little bit of a different look. We're talking about the Thinkvape Finder 250C. You know, like I said, both basically the same mods. The Triade build quality is probably a little better, but the Thinkvape Finder looks a little different. Both mods perform very similar to each other. It all depends which one you like the looks of better. Both of them are fine triple 18650 battery mods with an awesome chipset. Last on the list would be the Wismec Tinker. I was surprised at this one. It's got that Jordan, that retro Jordan style look on it, right, for the sneakers. I don't know how Nike's going to feel about that, but I'll tell you what, man, I've been enjoying the Tinker. I've been rocking it for some time now, and it actually does decent TC for a Wismec mod. It's definitely a step up for them, so that's why it made the list. Let's move on to the best quad 18650 mod. Again, not a lot of competition in this category. I only had 2 sent to me, and the 2 that were sent to me I did enjoy. The first one is a variable voltage mod. That's the Steamcrave Titan. You guys have seen that in a bunch of my videos before. I like it. That thing rocks. It kicks butt. If you want to vape out in Cloud Beast mode, definitely check it out. All right. The other one would be the Laissimo F4. Unfortunately, it's been discontinued. So it's like the Great White Buffalo. Yeah, man. I got it right here, sitting right here. I run one of my Titan tanks on it. I don't know why Laissimo didn't make a splash with this one. It's actually a really, really nice regulated quad battery mod. I have 2 of them. I got the red one over there. I have a blue one too. That one was a pre-release sample. But man, I vape on that thing whenever I want to put a super large atomizer on something. So if you can find it, check it out. The next category is the best dual 20X700 category. I told you, man, we were going to get real specific, right? First place in that category is the Aspire Dynamo. You saw me rock that thing in a few videos. I like it. I like the circular screen. It's been a joy to use. Second place is going to be the Squid Industries Tac 21. It's kind of like a supersized double barrel. A little bit squared off, right? But let me tell you something, man. Nice Squid Industries build quality. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a problem with the ohms reading. It should fire down a little lower. But if you build above, 0.12 ohms, you're fine. Don't even worry about it. Next on the list is the Smok I Priv. I love that mod, man. I didn't like the talking feature. I turned that crap off right away. It was fun for about a half hour and I shut it down. But man, what a nice form factor. What a nice finish with a centered 510. It had to make the list. Next on the list was the Geekvape Blade. I had that flip-flop looking one, right? Where you, depending on what angle you look at it, the color of the paint changes. I definitely enjoyed that mod for quite some time. It's on the shelf right now because I got to test other things. But it's a really nice dual 20x700 mod. And last on the list is the Tesla XT. I don't know if you guys remember the review I did for that one. It's got kind of that Mayan look to it. It's got some lights on it. I'm not a big fan of lights, but you can shut them off. Definitely a nice, hefty, sturdy mod. That's why it made the list. The next category in our video is the best touchscreen mod. Hands down, the best one I used this year was the Asmodus EOS 2. Yeah, it's a little on the expensive side because it's stab wood, but man, let me tell you something. Asmodus did this touchscreen right. It's colorful, super easy to use, just a joy. Definitely go out and purchase it if you're into stab wood and touchscreen mods. Next on the list is a little bit of a surprise. It was the Smok Species. And I'm a little surprised that this isn't as popular as the Alien was, because this is actually a better mod than the Alien. It's got a tighter firing bar, it's got a nicer screen, and it's got a touch screen. And Smok did the right thing on this touch screen because it's beautiful. It auto locks. It's just a fantastic job by Smok. Definitely check it out if you're into touch screens. Last on the list is the Asmodus Lustro. I don't know if you remember in my review, I kind of brought it up that it's like a teched out Innokin V2. That's exactly the way I felt about it. Kind of a squared off, teched out Innokin V2. That's a compliment because the Innokin V2 is one of my all-time favorite mods. This one's got some more gizmos in it. It's got that infrared thing going on that I shut off, but it's innovative. Definitely check it out if you're into that techie type of stuff. It's got a beautiful color screen. One of the best touch screens on the market for sure. Our next category is the best TC mod. Now you guys know most of the time I like to vape TC. I don't get to do it all the time because of all the testing that I'm doing all the time. Some mods I get don't have TC, or some of them just aren't very good at TC. But I always mention it in my reviews. I'm like, this mod's actually good in TC, right? I'm one of the few reviews that does that. First place is going to be the Lost Vape Paranormal 250C. You know, Evolve, DNA, replay mode, enough said. There's nothing really else to cover. Second place is the SX Mini SL class. You saw it was in our best single cell category. Well, it's also one of the best TC mods on the market. And last place was a surprise. It's the Modefined Lyra. This thing you can find for under 40 bucks. It does surprisingly good TC, and it's just a really, really nice mod to have, especially at that price point. It's an extreme value, and it's a legitimate TC mod. Next category is the best variable voltage mod. I got a couple of variable voltage mods this year, and I've definitely been enjoying them. They seem to hit hard and ramp up really fast, so that's what I like about them. First place goes to the Tesla Invader 4. That thing is just gorgeous. It fires right away. Just really nicely built. Tesla did a bang-up job on it. Next would be the Ijoy Zenith 3. Again, hard-hitting mod. Feels nice in the hand. They just did a bang-up job on it. Third place would go to the Sigelei Sky Car, that Chaos series that they have. The paint on it is phenomenal, all right? It fires fast, center-mounted 510, just a really nice variable voltage mod. And last place goes to the Steamcrave Titan. The only reason I put it in last place is not because of performance, but because it's like vaping on a brick. It's a quad battery mod, man. You hold it in your hand, it's like a brick. It's a tabletop mod. It's not something you're going to carry around. That's why it got fourth place, not because of its performance. Let's move on to the best dual battery variable wattage squonka, right? I told you I was going to get specific, right? First one that I liked all year. I still got it on my desk. I'm still rocking it. The Desire Designs Homeboy Rage. Yeah, man. I know they had problems with it. I know there was some QC problems. The good news is Dwayne stood behind it. I've seen him on Facebook refunding people, sending people new mods, new bottles. If you get a good one, though, man, you're in for a treat, because let me tell you something. It's a great dual battery squonka. Next would be the Vape Pulse Dual. I've only had it for a few weeks now. I've been rocking it with the new Pulse Atomizer. It's been fantastic. I've definitely been enjoying it. Tony B did a bang-up job on it. Definitely one of the smallest dual 18650 squonkers I've ever owned. Next up would be one that's very similar in form factor to the Pulse, and we're talking about the Wismec DF. Very, very similar form factor, a little bit taller. The Vandy Vape chip is definitely better. The Wismec chip is typical Wismec. It's a power mode only chip. It doesn't do TC well, but it's a really nice squonker. Let's move on to the best single cell variable wattage squonker. All right, and there might be a few surprises in this one for you, and I'll explain why. All right, in the first place slot is the Vandy Vape Pulse X. Yeah, man, I know a lot of people gave Tony a hard time. They're like, oh, this is a money grab. He should have made it 21,700 from the beginning. But let me tell you something, man. He made the doors compatible. It's a very good mod. You know, you have a hard time choosing between the Pulse and the Pulse X. There's only a 10-watt difference. So whichever one you find on the cheap, go pick it up. All right, especially if you have a ton of 2700s, just go get the regular Pulse. But the Pulse X fits 21700s. It's a fantastic squonker. Definitely go out and check it out. Next would be the Desire Designs Cut. It's got kind of a weird shape to it. Feels great in the hand. It's not the greatest in TC, but in power mode, it's a fine mod. It's a fine squonker. Third place would be the Ginger Vapor Boxer DNA 75C squonker. That was my first Ginger Vapor Boxer mod. I like them. I like the feel. I like the roughness on it. I honestly wish I could review more Boxer mods in the future because I was definitely impressed by that one. Unfortunately, they did put the DNA 75C in there, which is probably not the best chip from Evolve, but it's still a really nice squonker. Fourth place would be the Dovpo Topside. Let me tell you something, man. If I didn't have problems with the Topside that I got for review, the Topside probably would have been number 1 or number 2 in this category. It's very innovative. Brian spent a lot of time designing it. You know, a lot of thought went into it. But the bottom line is I can't put it on the top of the list because of the customer service experience that I had with Dovpo USA. All right? Otherwise, it would have scored a lot higher. Last on the list is the eLeaf Pico Squeeze 2. This is more of a budget squonker, but man, let me tell you something. Really nice build quality for eLeaf. Probably one of the best built mods I've ever gotten from eLeaf. Yeah, it's got the TC issues because it's an eLeaf board, but as a power mode squonker, it's a pretty good deal in the single cell category. Let's move on to the best unregulated squonkers. Again, a couple of them came out this year. It was tough to choose. I listed my top 5. First one's going to be the Watofo Recurve. Mike Vapes did a bang-up job on it. Feels great in the hand. The only mod that feels better in my hand than this mod is the Smok Mag Grip. That's it. Otherwise, the Recurve would be the most comfortable mod on the market if it wasn't for the Smok mod. Second place is the Asmodus Pumper. I love that pumper design, that hard tank they got inside. It's stab wood. It's beautiful. If you want a good unregulated squonker, definitely check it out. Third place would be the Omir Wasp Nano. It comes in a BF kit. They got their own little single cell squonker. I got the purple one. It looks fantastic. It comes with a Wasp Nano RDA with a matching drip tip to the barrel. Just a fantastic little kit. Definitely check it out in kit form. It's a competent little squonker. Fourth place would be the Aspire Feedlink. Again, you know, very simple. You know, it's an unregulated mod. Nice build quality. Changeable doors. Good squonk capacity. Definitely worth a look. I've been seeing them on the cheap late. One of the better unregulated squonkers of the year. Last place is going to be the Yugo Vapor Squeezer. This is another cheap unregulated squonker, but let me tell you something, man. It can squonk with the best of them. I've been enjoying it. I think I ordered another 2 or 3 of them. I got them in multiple colors. Just a really nice budget unregulated squonker. Next, we're going to move on to the kit category. Let's go over the best dual battery kits. Some of these mods I actually included as the best mods, so we're just going to run through it real quick. First one's going to be the Smoant Naboo kit. Second one's going to be the Rincoe Manto kit. Third would be the Innokin Proton kit. Fourth would be the Vaporesso Polar or Luxe kit. And fifth would be the Smok Species kit. All those mods are great. In kit form, they come with some nice tanks. Same thing for our next category. I'm just going to run through them because I mentioned the mods already. We're going to do best internal battery kit. That would be the Geekvape Aegis Mini, the Innokin Coolfire, the Vaporesso Taro Baby, and the Smok I Priv Baby. Those are my best internal battery kits of the year. Next, let's move on to the best budget mods. For budget mods, I was looking at things like under 40 bucks, okay? The first one that comes to mind is the Aspire Puxos. That kit is real cheap right now. Yeah, it's got a cheap plasticky feel, but it does perform well. Next, we already mentioned it, Modefined Lyra, under 40 bucks, and it's an extreme value. It had to make this list. Third would be the Yugo Vapor Ranger. Again, under 40 bucks, big screen, decent paint job, center-mounted 510. It deserves to be on this list. Let's move on to the best mid-range mod. First in that category would have to be the H-Cigar Wild Wolf. Got a nice smooth form factor, center-mounted 510, holds 30mm atomizers without any overhang. The menu system, the thing auto shuts off a little bit. It's a little bit of a pain in the neck, but you get used to it. All in all, though, a really nice mid-range mod. Second place would be the Innokin Proton. We've talked about that a bunch. Next would be the Asmodus Lustro. Again, we spoke about that one as well. Fourth would be the Geekvape Nova. I got to tell you, man, I've been enjoying my Nova. My battery door is a little bit on the loose side. Nowhere near like the Drag 2, but it's a little bit on the loose side. I wish it was a little bit more solid, but overall, a really nice mid-range mod. And last place would be the Smok Species. We've spoken about that one already. Just a solid overall mod with a great firebar. Let's move on to the best high-end mods. My favorite one that I got this year, I got to tell you, man, it's been an absolute joy to own. The Asmodus Minikin V2 Kodama Stab Wood Edition. I got the one with the gunmetal frame. It's got some greens and purples and browns in it. It's just drop dead gorgeous. I love that mod. If you're into high-end stuff, definitely check it out. Next would be the SX Mini SL class. We already spoke about that one, so we'll move on to third. Third place would be the Lost Vape Paranormal 250C. Lost Vape makes some of the better high-end mods that come out of China. And last place would be the Asmodus EOS 2 Ultrana. We already spoke about that one too. Touchscreen, stab wood, just drop dead gorgeous. If you're into the stab wood stuff, definitely check it out. Next category in this video is the best pod system. Hands down, no competition. Best pod system of the year was the Lost Vape Orion. It's just fantastic. If you're into pods, go out and buy one. You'll understand what I'm talking about. Second place was the Smok Nord. Nord is like a bigger version of the Novo. The only difference is it's got a swappable coil. Fantastic capacity. I've definitely been enjoying the vape quality on the Nord. Next up is another Smok product, the Novo. I liked it better than the Infinex. I just think it's a great pod system and does real well with Nic salts. Fourth place would be the Wismec Motive 2. Again, really surprised. Wismec did a bang-up job on this pod system. Nice build quality, nice capacity. I was rocking that one for quite a few months. And last up in the pod category, it's kind of like a hybrid, really not a pod. It's kind of a pod mod, but I got to include it because of its versatility. The Ijoy Diamond VPC. It comes with its own pod tank. Plus, it comes with this little adapter that you stick into it, and you can run Miley, Junie, and Joule pods in it. So that's awesome. I love that type of innovation and versatility. It had to make the list. The last category in this video is the best stick mod. There were 3 of them that impressed me this year. The first one would be the UL Nunchaku. Awesome tank, awesome mod. Actually does pretty decent TC for a stick mod. And let me tell you something, man. It just feels great in the hand. The build quality is awesome. I was rocking that one for quite some time. Second place goes to the EH Pro 101. Again, I feel bad for Pro because they just don't have the distribution, but they make some good stuff, and the Pro 101 is a testament to that. If you can find it somewhere, go pick it up. You're going to enjoy it. It's a nice stick mod. And last place in the stick mod category goes to the Vaporesso Cascade or Cascade 1 Plus. One's shorter, one's longer. They're both fantastic. They got that Cascade tank on top that matches beautifully. Just a really nice, hard-hitting stick mod that I've definitely enjoyed this year. And that's it, man. That was a long one, but that's what I got for you this year. You know, I've tested all these mods. I've vaped on them. I've vaped on all these tanks. Hopefully, I can pass on some of my knowledge to you. Hopefully, you enjoyed this video. You probably didn't agree with everything I picked, but like I said, remember, I don't get everything in the world. So if you thought something should be on the list, it's quite possible that I didn't get that. So I can't put it on the list if I didn't try it. I still hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you found it informative, do us a favor. Give us that thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button. Hit that notification button. This way you know every time we drop a new review. We're going to see you guys on the next one. You keep living that vape life. We're out of here. Deuces.